Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the detection of raw milk quality. That is, when milk is received to the factory, we need to do certain quality tests to assess the quality of milk. In this video, we will be discussing about the various techniques one by one. Platform test for raw milk. Milk at the processing plant is received either in cans or in tankers. The first stage at which raw milk is received is known as milk reception dock or platform or raw milk receiving dock. Raw milk quality at RMRD is immediately checked to make decision regarding accepting the milk. That is, like whether the milk can be accepted for further processing or can be rejected and be sent. So the reception of raw milk includes following operation like unloading, conveying, sampling, testing, weighing, or measuring and recording, dumping and pumping from the container into the plant. Before unloading raw milk, it has to pass through rigorous examination, which may include organoleptic evaluation, physical and chemical tests to assess the quality of milk rapidly and to decide for its acceptance or rejection. All these tests, known as platform tests, are performed on each can and tanker to assess the quality of the incoming milk before it is accepted and weighed. These tests must be easy to perform, give quick and reliable results, and should not require complicated and elaborate equipment. These are also known as rapid test methods as the milk is not accepted, they are made like they are tested, and after which all the procedures are conducted. A number of platform tests are generally used for rapid assessment of the changes brought about in the milk as a result of bacterial growth. Let us discuss about the various tests one by one. The first one to come is organoleptic test. The second one is temperature test. After temperature test, we usually carry out acidity test and then the Claughton boiling test. After that, we do alcohol test and alizarin alcohol test. These tests are the most important tests that are to be conducted before the milk is sent for processing. Now coming to the organoleptic test. Milk manufacturers, they judge the quality of the product by the flavor, that is by smelling and by tasting the sample milk, and also by the appearance of the milk. Milk is usually white to yellow in color, and any slight change from the color, the milk will be rejected. Therefore, organoleptic test is of obvious importance at a market milk plant. Each can of milk should be carefully examined by sense of smell before the milk is dumped. Those with objectionable odors should be rejected immediately. The sense of smell will not detect undesirable flavors, hence, milk has to be tested by an experienced person. An experienced person can only pick out such samples of milk with a fair degree of accuracy. Thus, this test involves visual observation, smelling, and tasting of milk. The next one is temperature of the milk. Milk is usually brought to the factory by storing it at a cool temperature in cans or lorries. If it is not stored in a cool temperature, there is chance for bacteria to multiply and deteriorate the quality of milk. So, temperature measurement of milk, especially in the case of chill milk supplied from distant chilling centers, renders a great help towards the judgment of the bacterial quality of milk at the chilling center, which is collected from around the places. The milk is rapidly and immediately chilled to a temperature of about 5 degrees before it reaches the main processing plant. During transit of this milk from chilling center, to main processing plant, the temperature of milk may rise, which leads to the growth and multiplication of microflora of milk. This doubtlessly lowers the bacterial quality of milk and spoils the milk. Just keeping in view, it requires milk has to be pasteurized, should be delivered at the receiving dock of the dairy plant within 2 hours of drawing of milk. Next is the acidity test. Fresh milk contains no lactic acid. Only during storage, the lactose present in the milk is converted to lactic acid. Hence, the presence of lactic acid indicates the shelf life of the milk. That is how long it is stored in the dairy plant or at the home of the vendor. The acidity of fresh milk is due to the presence of caseins, albumin, globulin, carbon dioxide, citrates, and phosphates, together with soluble calcium salt. The lactose present in milk is fermented upon bacterial action. Fermented products are responsible for increase in titerable acidity and subsequent soaring of milk. In average acidity of milk is 0.15% to 0.16% lactic acid. And now we come to the clot on boiling, that is CVOB test. It is based on the fact that milk samples having high acidity due to bacterial growth are coagulated when heated to boiling temperatures. Even in our homes, sometimes like when we boil, we see that the milk immediately clots upon boiling. So this is a test of indication that milk has spoiled. Samples of milk having poor stability due to disturbed salt balance also shows signs of coagulation when heated to boiling. Like whenever the milk contains higher amount of salt, or if the milk is adulterated with some chemicals, or if the cow has some infection, there is higher amount of acidity in the milk. Acidity at which milk coagulates in such a test varies greatly depending upon the salt composition of the. Next is the alcohol test. The alcohol test determines the susceptibility of milk to coagulation due to developed acidity, disturbed salt balance, or high albumin globulin content. That is a difference in the protein composition of the milk. This may be due to various reasons, like the species of the cow. There will be a change in the composition of the milk due to various effects, like due to the feed of the milk, the timing of the milking. All these changes, they affect the albumin globulin content. So the alcohol test determines the heat stability of milk. This test is of importance in evaporated milk plant to detect milk that has a tendency to curdle during the sterilization process. So, like if you are going to process the milk for evaporated milk, that is, we are going to prepare milk powder or condensed milk, this alcohol test is of prime importance. In cases like colostrum, that is, when the colostrum milk is brought to the factory for the processing, what happens? The milk, the composition of the milk will be completely different and it will immediately clot. Also, in case of cow with mastitis, mastitis is an infection that a cow has, especially in the udder cell, and the milk that is high in salt content. They show positive alcohol test. Next is alizarin alcohol test. This is also an important test and one of the confirmatory tests to prove that the milk is not of good quality. Adding alizarin along with alcohol, that is, after the alcohol test has been conducted, we have to add alizarin, helps in finding out whether milk is acidic or alkaline. This indicator gives a yellowish or brownish in color when milk is highly acidic. That is, when milk is highly acidic, it will become brown in color and a yellowish brown or reddish brown color in normal milk and a brownish red purple to red violet in case of when the milk is alkaline, that is when it is less acidic. So all these tests are indicators that the milk is of good quality. So once we receive the milk to a processing unit, we have to conduct all these rapid tests to assure that the milk is of good quality. Thank you for watching.